Ayun, what's up guys? So, I've been looking forward to doing this video for a while ever since nakita ko yung redesign, no? So now that the 2022 models are starting to come in, meron na akong direct comparison, mapakita ko na sa inyo in person, no? Yung main differences between, on your left, what you're looking at is the 11th generation, brand new, redesigned for 2022 Honda Civic, and on the right is the outgoing generation, the 10th generation 2021 Honda Civic na LX. So we're gonna start off our comparison videos here with the LX model kasi yung LX model is the starting model ng Honda Civic, right? Technically for 2021 and 2020, I believe there was the DX. Yung DX yung manual na base, but not a lot of people buy that vehicle, so we'll start off with the LX. So we are comparing the 2022 LX versus the 2021 LX ng Honda Civic. So, let's take a look sa kanilang dalawa, right? So right off the bat, you're gonna notice yung difference in design, right? And I posted it on my page before, no? And I did mention, I'm not a big fan nung bagong redesign ng Civic. Yung medyo pagka boxy nung look, I guess, kasi yung front grille niya reminds me a lot nung Toyota Camry. But looking at it in person, no, you know, it's starting to grow on me. Pero mas gusto ko talaga yung itsura ng 10th generation, yung nasa right side, nakikita nyo ngayon. But the 2022 model, I'm gonna go over it with you guys, has a lot of upgrades that will leave yung 2021 model na talagang left behind talaga siya when it comes to features. So quick walk around ng sasakyan for both of them. So as you can see, no, very different, no? So on the 2022 model, wala na yung mga chrome na trim sa gilid na meron yung 2021 tsaka yung previous generation, right? Ito yung sa LX, guys, ha? You're also gonna notice the side profile niya, no? So on the outgoing generation, parang mas maliit yung hood tignan, parang mas rounded siya in comparison no sa 2022 model. It looks a bit more flat, tsaka parang mas mahaba. So it gives off that more grown up na look ba. So on the side, ayan naman siya. Ayan yung sa gilid niya. Ito yung 2021 model. Now the biggest difference makikita niya is yung taillights. So yung taillights yung 2021 model, yung 10th generation outgoing, yung parang C na design, no? Na I know before a lot of people, right, very hit or miss. A lot of people didn't like it, a lot of people did, right? Now you're looking at the 2022 na model, yung upgrade. So it's a bit more of a traditional yung look, diba? One of the most common comparisons even for myself, no, nung nag-research ko yung sasakyan bago pa siya lumabas, was it looks like a younger version ng Accord, right? So it looks a bit more conservative, a bit more normal, right? So based again on Honda's research, I guess, market research nila, many consumers like this traditional design better, so itong nilagay nila sa Civic. A lot of people found that design sa previous generation very polarizing. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Parang gano'n ang naging vibe. So, completely nag-iba siya. So, since we are looking at the LX, wala siyang alloy wheels. These are just steel wheels with plastic wheel cover. So, ito yung design ng 2022. Same size pa rin sila, 16-inch pa rin sila. Right, tapos yan yung design ng bago. Ito yung design ng luma. So, aesthetically, magkaiba sila. Looks-wise, right? Outgoing generation, 2021. New generation going forward, ganito na itsura 2022. Now, sa makina, you'll be surprised na walang pinagkaiba. Both vehicles are actually, on the LX trim, no, are both using the same engine. Kung yung engine nung nasa 2021, yun din yung nasa 2022 na model. Sila pinagkaiba, still the same thing, 2.0 liter, 4-cylinder, 158 horsepower. The only time na tumaas yung horsepower ng 2022 Civic is if you go for the Touring. Yung Touring yung naka-turbo, So the previous generation was 174 horsepower. They bumped that up to 180. So six more, right? But that's only on the turbo on the Touring. So since we're comparing LX to LX, same engine guys, same horsepower output. Now, let's take a look sa loob ng sasakyan. So one thing you're gonna notice, let's start here sa likuran. I'm gonna open yung trunk. Ayaw. So on the trunk, yun yung itsura niya. Okay, so again, standard design. Let's take a look dun sa bago. Let's open the trunk on this one here. So for this one here, di ko na kailangan pumunta sa loob ng sasakyan because I can actually open the trunk from here kasi nasa akin yung susi. So one of the biggest improvements on the 2022 model when it comes to the Civic, no, especially for us na nakatira sa Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, kung saan malamig, on the LX, it comes built in with the remote starter na. So this is the biggest thing na kaibahan nila kumpara sa previous generation, no. Yung 10th generation, yung remote starter was on the EX pataas. Now, starting from the base model LX, lahat sila meron ng built-in na remote starter. So extra added value for the consumer, no. So I'm just gonna open it. I guess I have to go back inside. Sorry, unlock it. So space-wise, so very different, no? Given the fact that the car here is much more angular, right? Kumpara sa previous generation, it almost feels like mas maliit yung bago sa trunk space. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's a matter of perception. I'll let you guys decide, right? So yun yung itsura ng bago. So very square, no? Angular, rectangular. Dito naman sa isa, it feels like this one has a bit more space. I could be wrong, right? But matter of perception. Siguro the way na it looks lang. Hindi ko naman siya measure, right? So, yun yung itsura niya. We're gonna close that up kasi hindi naman yan yung main attraction, yung trunk lang yan. Going on the passenger side naman tayo on the 2022. So, yun yung loob niya. So standard for the Civics, di ba? Now let's compare naman sa 2021 and the previous generation. Taas natin to. So they look almost similar. Almost magkaparehas lang yung itsura nila. Ito na yung mga plastic ko. See, this is 2021 model here, guys. Only 35 kilometers, so brand new pa lang to. So yung itsura niya. So again, not much difference, no. However, getting to the cockpit, pag nasa harapan ka ng 2022, you're gonna see yung main difference. So let's start sa 2021. This is what we're more familiar with. Going on the driver's side, so yun yung setup niya. So manual yung controls ng upuan. Okay. All your safety technology is here, right? Lane departure warning, cross mitigation, braking system, right? Traction control. So yan ang setup mo naman sa 2021 and all older generations, no? Yan ang information display mo. And gaya nga nasabi ko, for the LX, for the previous generations, the susi. Okay? You get the heated seats pa rin naman. You get the backup camera. You get the icon button. Right? And ito yung setup niya. Now, let's look at the 2022. So, I like to do this kind of videos featuring all trim levels kasi especially sa mga mahilig sa sasakyan, no? Pupunta kayo sa YouTube, yung YouTube niyo yung mga bagong sasakyan. Most of the time, pinapakita lang sa inyo yung top trim level. So, as a shopper, as a consumer, magkakaroon ka ngayon ng false expectations. Iniisip mo lahat ng bagong Civic, may ganito, may ganon. So that's why I always start sa starting model sa LX. So yun ang purpose natin. So, ito naman yung sa 2022. So bit of a different design sa upuan. Diba? Still manual. This is where it's different. Big difference here, guys. So as you can see, so yung display niya hindi na built into the dash. It's raised up na ganito, right? I like this. It looks very modern. 7-inch display. And yung sa front niya, if you notice, no, yung honeycomb design, yung grill na ganyan, very simplistic. Yung whole design aesthetic niya, it reminds me of Mazda. Very simple, walang masyadong abubot, not trying too hard to be, you know, anything. And then yung controls, and then dito completely bare. Straight lang siyang ganyan, right? These things here is para i-control yung vents ng fan. So if you can see there, so dyan mo siya di-direct, right? Yung glove box niya is nandito. Of course, manuals 2022 Civic. Now if you look here, same things, temperature controls niya rin. So very simple, digital. This is also touchscreen, so that you know. Text scan, diba? You got some the power plug here, USB port, yung heated seats, and push button start na. So may built-in remote starter na. This also looks very nice, no? Considering the fact na LX to, ito yung starting model. I like this whole parang carbon fiber look. Of course, it's not real carbon fiber, but like carbon fiber look dito. The buttons are smaller here kumpara sa kabila, no? Medyo kalat yung buttons ng kabila. Yung icon nandito, tapos nandito yung auto stop and auto off. Ito, dito sa isang hilera na lang sila. So you got your icon button there. Yung idle stop on and off, yung parking brake mo. So, I'll show you guys yung backup camera niya. Let's go on reverse. Sa yung backup cam niya. Setup wise ng kanyang cockpit. So, looks very modern kumpara sa previous generation, di ba? If you notice here, on the left side, yung tachometer mo, that's actually completely digital. So I'm gonna show you what I mean. So pwede mo siyang ibahin dyan. Home screen. So you can see, no? I'm gonna zoom it a little bit. Baan ko lang yung fan natin. So, on the left side ng tachometer, you can choose between yung fuel, yung range ng fuel mo, speed and time that you've been traveling. Seat belts, ito wala ito sa LX dati, no? So if you press that, that will tell you kung sino yung mga hindi naka-seat belt. So parang you can see, nakaupo ako ngayon sa front seat, right? But there's a red X, meaning na hindi ko suot yung seat belt ko. And it actually tells you right there. So get out from there. Maintenance schedule, same thing, meron din naman yung isa. But this one here again, completely digital on the left side. So take a look at that. So oil life, it will tell you, right? Back into the home screen. So what I'm pressing here, guys, is ito. So home screen, this would use it to scroll down. Safety support. Safety tech ng Honda Sensing. So nag-improve ang Honda Sensing for 2022 the models. Meron silang mga dinagdag na extra na mga safety features. So if you press that button, you can tell which safety systems are actually in place. So you can see there, right? Yung road departure mitigation mo, it would actually blink, telling you what it does. Blind spot monitor system, which wala sa LX. So if you guys remember sa mga Honda Civic from before, LX wala silang Honda Lane Watch. So dati may Honda Lane Watch camera. Now for 2022 na Civic, kahit na base model ka lang ang kunin mo, kahit LX lang, meron ka ng blind spot monitor, which I think is really cool. It's a very nice addition, no? So ayan siya. So standard blind spot monitor system, so that would blink, that would light up merong sasakyan sa blind spot mo. And of course yung collision mitigation braking system. So you get all that safety technology plus two more that I'm going to talk about later. So let's go back to home screen natin. Settings, customization display, no content kung ayaw mong merong ipakita dyan. Warnings kung meron. For example, kailangan mo na mag-oil change or anything, it will tell you there. So very nice. Yung speedometer niya, right, you still get the manual one here. Hindi siya digital. And then of course you got your digital speedometer right there. So I think it's very nice. Yung kanyang lane departure warning nandyan. When you're using your adaptive cruise control, you can set that there. It's a very modern look sa loob ng sasakyan. I really like it, right? The steering wheel reminds me a lot of an Acura. Acura yung vibes niya, mainly because the design aesthetic was taken from Acura na mga kotse. As you guys know, Acura is the luxury brand ng Honda, right? So they decided to take over some design elements from some of the Acura models into the Civic, which is, you know, very much appreciated, no? And again, gaya nga nasabi ko, this is the LX. So the higher up you go sa trim level, you're gonna have more and more features. So yan siya. So one thing I'm gonna point out as well, if you notice yung harapan, no, right, iba siya. Yung grille design niya dito, black heater engine pa rin. Kumpara dito, may black heater pa rin naman siya. One thing I'm gonna point out that I just remembered right now is yung safety system niya. On the 2021 model, it's a combination of both the radar tsaka camera, which is actually over here. So for 2022 na models, tinanggal nila yung radar. So wala na siyang radar-based system, right? It's called the monocular camera. So isang camera lang siya. So dito sa taas. So what does that mean? For both models, masira ang windshield mo, mahal palitan. That's pretty much the main thing for that one there. Now, what was the other safety features that I was talking about? No, two things actually na dinagdag nila. Okay. So on the 2022 model, meron silang tinatawag na traffic jam assist, which actually is kaya nga sabi ko kayo na is a technology that they took from Acura as well, and of course other brands have had it before, no? I believe Volkswagen, Audi had it before, yung traffic jam na assist. Para siyang lane keep assist, combination siya ng lane keep assist tsaka adaptive cruise control, right? So it's meant to be used when you're driving in the city pag heavy ang traffic, no, right? That's one safety technology, and yung traffic sign recognition system. So on the 2022 Civic, it has a traffic sign recognition system. Because of the monocular camera sa kanyang windshield, it can actually, since mas malaki ang view nito, it can see more sa daan. So it can actually see yung marking sa daan, it can see yung road signs, and if it sees yung road signs, it will actually display dito sa loob. So when you're driving, I can't drive it right now, sarado na yung gate eh. But if you're driving, right, may madadaanan ka o makikita mo sa harapan mo yung speed limit, right? Because of the camera here, no, built in dito, it will actually show up here as well. Na nakalagay 50, max 30, kung ano man yung speed limit and all that stuff. So again, some nice, you know, added technology / safety tech going into the new generation. And since it is, you know, it is the start of the 11th generation, a lot of these things will carry over into the 2023, 24, 25, because usually yung product cycle ng Civic, if I remember correctly, is every 5 years. So for the next 5 years at the very least, this whole design ng Civic will remain the same, right? As you guys have seen naman yung previous generation ng Civic, pare-pareho sila ng design, right? So there you go. Lots of new changes. Like, main opinion ko dito sa 2022 na Civic, it brings a lot more value sa pera nyo, right? You get the remote starter built in, you get the push button, you get all the extra safety systems na meron yung bagong model. You get the updated design, right? Yes, makina, engine stays the same. So same performance pa din, right? but all the new tech and the safety and of course design, it looks more modern. Gaya nga ng marami nagsabi na before, it looks more grown up kumpara sa 2021. Now, that doesn't mean na the 2021 and the previous generation of Civics are bad, right? Hindi naman sila masama. But, right, if you compare the 2021 versus the 2022, you can tell na kung alin sa kanila ang bago. Right? Kasi for example, pag tatabihin ko yung 2021 na Civic LX sa isang 2020 Civic LX, tapos tatabihan ko ng 2019 na Civic LX, lahat sila magkakamukha na. But, now, 2021 versus 2022, alam mo na ito yung luma, ito yung bago. So that's my take. That's my opinions on both of these vehicles. Definitely a lot more pros, a lot more value dun sa 2022 na LX. Now, the only thing na makakalamang ang 2021 model is because it is an outgoing model, right? There are some promotions on the 2021 Civics. So, I believe nga for the month of June, it's $3,000 na rebate. However, the main problem with that kasi is because of the microchip shortage, right, sa mga factory ng lahat ng brand ng sasakyan, we're not getting any more 2021 models, right? So, we're slowly starting to get 2022s. So yes, meron ngang rebate itong 2021 na $3,000, and that's savings, so $3,000 savings. Pero kung wala ka namang mabiling available na unit, wala rin, 'di ba? But otherwise, if you were in the market for a brand new Civic, no, I would definitely invest my money dun sa bagong model, right? But again, that's just me, kasi I like yung extra safety features niya. You can't really go wrong with either one. Kung ang pasok ang budget mo sa 2020 lang or 2021 or the older generations, walang problema, right? We're not judging you, right? But I'm saying is if kaya ng budget, then, you know, you might as well go for the 2022 model. Kasi alam mo na every year after that model, it will all look the same. So, magumukhang brand new yung kotse mo ng pumatagalan. That's the main thing for me, right? And you know, I don't know, I like yung 2021 design, but I can't deny na there is a very specific market for this one, for the 2022 na model niya. So ayan siya, ayan silang dalawa magkatabi. So that's the LX. So next thing I'm gonna do, once available na siya, because right now wala pa kaming EX, tsaka wala pang Sport, I have the Touring. So next video I'm gonna do is gonna be the 2021 Touring sedan versus the 2022 Touring ng Civic sedan din. So we're gonna compare both year models by trim level. Ingay naman ang truck na yan. Visit. Ayan, wala na siya. Kaya naman natapos na yung video. But yeah, if kaya ng budget guys, definitely go for the 2022, right? One thing na hindi ko mapakita sa inyo na I also like about the 2022 model, yung headlights niya. So the headlights for this one here, finally nag-catch up na ang Honda at binigyan na siya ng LED headlamps. Kasi for the longest time, that was the big issue for me when people compare the Civic to the Corolla. The Corolla has had the LED headlamps for years na, and it made driving visibility so much better paggabi, especially here sa Alberta or if you're driving in the back roads, and it just looks better yung puting light, right? While Honda, LX, EX, they never bothered to change yung headlamps. It's always been the old style of headlamps. So now with the 2022, finally, in-update na nila yung headlamps. So these are LED headlamps na. LED daytime running lights, LED headlamps, which the 2021 model does not have, unfortunately, unless of course you buy the Touring. But again, we're comparing the LX versus the LX, so they definitely put a lot more value into the new generation ng Civic. So there you go, right? I hope nagustuhan niyo yung video. I gave you an idea about what features ang meron ng 2022 na LX kumpara sa outgoing 2021 generation ng Honda Civic LX. So if you're in the market for these kind of vehicles, guys, let me know. As you guys know, I work naman sa Honda or any other brand. I can get that for you. But yeah, so I'm gonna do more of these videos as soon as we get more of these units in. Right now, let's look here sa lote, no? I have, there's one Touring here. This is a really nice color. I'm not a big fan usually ng mga ganitong kulay, but this nakuha niya yung attention ko. This blue metallic na I don't know how to describe it, but that's also in the Touring trim. So we got two Tourings. We have two LX. Tapos yung mga naiwan na 2021 na models, no. Wala pa tayong balita when it comes sa mga sa hatchback version ng 2022 na Civic, but this is the Touring one. Diba? So, ayan yung 2022 na Civic Touring, and ito yung Accord. So, very similar in design, diba? Very angular, very grown up, ika nga. So, this is the older brother, it's the younger brother, so to speak. So, we'll do a feature video on that next time. But yeah, there you go. 2022 Civic versus the 2021 Civic LX. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope nagustuhan nyo yung video. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them, okay?